10 Reasons Pawn Stars is Closing Shop. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SCREENY. The Gold and Silver Pawn Shop is the setting for the most popular TV show to ever air on the History Channel. But that doesn't mean it will be around forever. After 15 seasons on air, Pawn Stars is losing traction, and if they go down, the store that transformed them into overnight celebrities could go down with them. Despite being the biggest gold mine Rick Harrison and his family ever stumbled upon, the show hasn't always been good for the business. It's the reason why the guys made a fortune, but the store we see on TV isn't as profitable as it seems. Let's take a look at 10 reasons Pawn Stars is closing shop. Before we reveal some of the driving forces of their downfall, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Number 10. The Old Man's Absence.
Pretty good, huh?
Oh my God.
Even before the old man's passing broke everyone's hearts, fans noticed that he wasn't appearing on the show as often as he used to. He decided to retire from the History Channel after suffering a stroke so he could focus on his health. Pawn Stars was never the same again after his departure because he was an important and unique source of comic relief. Viewers loved his sarcastic jabs and epic one-liners, but he was also the most experienced and intelligent member of the cast. After decades in the business, the old man was almost impossible to fool, but same thing can't be said about the rest of the Pawn Stars. After passing away, the old man placed his son Rick in charge of his estate, which was the most logical choice since they've been running the store together from the very start. Rick already knows the ropes of the business, and he'll probably work hard to honor his father's legacy. But it certainly won't be easy. Number 9. Stolen goods.
If something's stolen, I don't want it in my shop, plain and simple.
No matter how hard they try to avoid it, every pawn store sometimes makes the mistake of buying stolen goods from the customers. But it mostly happens behind the scenes. At one point, Rick Harrison squandered away $40,000 for a pair of diamond earrings that turned out to be stolen. He also spent a huge amount of money to buy a 2,000-year-old Tyrian shekel. The store was allowed to keep it since the original owner already got the money from the insurance. The Harrisons were also sued for melting down stolen gold coins at one point. They purchased a small pile of coins worth $12,000 and didn't wait long before melting them down because the law didn't require them to. That didn't stop the original owner from starting a legal case against them, but the law wasn't on his side. Number 8. Legal troubles.
Well, I hate to say this, but it looks like the watch that I'm looking for. I'm gonna have to take it, probably more than likely.
Pawn Stars had a couple of run-ins with the law, and the crimes they were accused of sometimes even took place on the premises of the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. In addition to being sued for melting stolen coins, the old man and his son Rick once faced a lawsuit that had nothing to do with the items sold at the store. Disabled Vietnam vet Daniel Callahan claims the two men attacked him on the premises. He was seeking $20,000 in damages, but eventually walked away empty-handed. Chum Lee has also gotten into some serious legal trouble a couple of years ago. Las Vegas police officers got a warrant to raid his home as part of an investigation into sexual assault allegations. The police found crystal meth, marijuana, and one firearm and arrested Chum Lee on the spot. He was released on bond the following day and avoided serving jail time by accepting the deal, which called for 3 years probation and counseling. Number 7. Bad deals.
Tell me, but I know you're full of
You know, it's all right, Antoine. I got it.
You win some, you lose some is the number 1 rule of running a pawn shop. Bad deals are bound to happen no matter how much experience you have, because there's always going to be something you haven't learned yet. That's when the experts come in, but they're not always available, and that's why Pawn Stars have to appraise risky items on their own from time to time. Taking a leap of faith sometimes pays off, but there are many exceptions to this rule, and they're the reason why the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop lost hundreds of thousands of bucks in the past. The store usually loses money on deals related to forgeries or stolen items, but that's not always the case. Some of the bad deals are also related to the items that couldn't find a buyer after a long time. After months or even years of gathering dust at the store, these items usually go to auction. But that doesn't necessarily mean the store will make a profit out of them. At one point, Rick lost more than $100,000 in a single day after auctioning off the artifacts that no one wanted. Number 6. New ventures. Pawn Stars have been around for so long it seems like forever, but they are aware that the show will go off air one day. When that day finally comes, they'll have to find something else to do, and they've already started looking. Rick Harrison and his son Corey are now working on some non-Pawn Star business projects, but they are yet to reveal what that entails. When it comes to Chum Lee, he recently opened a candy store at Pawn Plaza just across the street from the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. Unfortunately, most of the stores at this location aren't doing so great, but Chum Lee probably won't have any trouble attracting the customers since fans of the show love seeing him in person. Number 5. Broken items. Chum Lee's stupid antics may be the reason why fans of the show never miss an episode, but they've cost the store thousands upon thousands of dollars. His immature and sloppy nature is hurting the business on a regular basis, and he has a tendency to smash a thing or two every once in a while. At one point, he broke a bass someone had pawned to the shop for $700. The original owner returned for the instrument because he never sold it in the first place, but it was gone. Rick had to cash out $20,000 when the owner showed up because they were guilty of destroying his item. To make things even worse, Chum Lee never even confessed that he broke it in the first place. He stored the pieces back in the box and pretended nothing happened, like a little child after breaking his grandma's favorite vase. Number 4. Tourist attraction. Most people coming to the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop aren't there to buy one of the expensive artifacts displayed at the store. Most of them are actually tourists who are just coming through to admire them in the flesh. Rick Harrison used to brag about getting more visitors than Hoover Dam, since around 5,000 people went through his store on a daily basis during its prime. This means the actual customers are outnumbered by almost 100 to 1. Which isn't so great in the long run. A lot of items they've acquired in the past are just gathering dust at the shop. But that's not stopping Rick and the boys from making money by selling something else. The Gold and Silver Pawn Shop actually makes most of his profit thanks to merchandise connected to the show, with Chum Lee t-shirts being an absolute bestseller. Pawn Stars believe they discovered a secret formula to success by selling these items to fans, but the merch is going to become pretty much useless once the show goes off air. Number 3. Pawn Plaza. At the time when the show was at its peak, Rick decided to profit from it as much as he could. He expanded the business by opening up Pawn Plaza, the shopping center built around the store. A donut store, smoke shop, pizza place, and several non-dining establishments were featured at the property, but not for too long. They had to close after some time because they weren't getting enough customers to make a profit, and the Harrisons eventually doubled their rent. One of the previous tenants, Paul Weinstein, claims they were promised at least 100,000 people that would visit the plaza each month, but they just weren't coming in. Instead of getting hundreds of customers every day, he was lucky if he got 40 people to enter his store. Rick claims that he did all he could to help the tenants promote their businesses, but at the end of the day, it was their job to make it work. Number 2. Show's impact. Starring on Pawn Stars has been amazing for Rick Harrison and his family, but it's impacted the shop in many negative ways. The store did get more visitors because of it, but not many who are willing to buy or sell something. Some of the people who are actually coming in there with their antiques are only in there in hope that they're going to appear on TV, but their items are completely worthless. The show's production also hinders the business because they have to close down every time the filming crew is around. Stars of the show are now too popular to actually work there. They don't even have to worry about the business because they're making a fortune elsewhere. Even if they were still in touch with the customers, it probably wouldn't be the same as it once was. The show introduced the whole world to Rick Harrison's negotiating skills, and every time people see him at their garage sales, they hide their items and run for the hills. Number 1. Rick's imminent departure.
A lot more than I'm willing to pay for it, but I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Rick Harrison is barely anyone's favorite person on the show, but he's been its driving force from the very start. That doesn't mean he's going to be around forever, since he's apparently getting tired of Pawn Stars, just like the rest of the world. When Rick started looking for a network willing to air his show about 4 fat guys in a pawn shop, he wasn't hoping to become a star for a long-running series. 1 or 2 seasons would have been enough to promote his business, but Pawn Stars was history's biggest success story of all time, so he was stuck. 15 seasons and several spin-offs later, Rick feels it's time to slow down. He even promised his wife he's getting ready to take things easy, because working 12 hours a day isn't something you can do for too long before burning out. The world's famous gold and silver pawn shop will still be around, but Rick won't be in it as much as he used to be. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, and don't forget to check out one of the other 2 videos on your screen.